Hey, what's up everybody? It's Drew and I'm coming back to you with another video, and I want to ask you a question. Where are you going? Now you might be thinking, Drew, we're not supposed to be going anywhere. We're in quarantine. You're supposed to stay home. I get that. But we actually are going somewhere. All of us right now together on this planet. And right now the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. We're spinning around 1,000 miles an hour. Now, in our orbit around the sun, we are traveling at 67,000 miles an hour. And if that wasn't fast enough for you, our galaxy is moving right now at 490,000 miles an hour, which is just, we can't even really wrap our head around it. It's too crazy to really think about. And our galaxy neighborhood, so to speak, I don't know what constitutes a neighborhood when we're talking about galaxies, but we're all moving at 620 miles per second towards this massive thing called the Great Attractor. And this is 150 million light years away, and the mass of the Great Attractor is 100 quadrillion times greater than our sun. Now you can see the sun behind me up here in the sky, this giant ball of fire. It takes about just over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to travel all the way to Earth and to enter our eye so we can see it. And we know that the sun is huge. And so imagine this thing that's the Great Attractor that is 100 quadrillion times bigger than our sun. And it's a span, it's not just a single object, but it's just a mass of visible and dark matter, which I still don't really understand what that means, but that's what I found in these scientific journals. And it spans 500 million light years in span, whatever that is, like width or height or whatever. And now I want to talk about you. So in our lifetime, we will take approximately 672 million breaths, which is a lot. But the fastest muscle in our body is our extraocular muscle, the muscle that kind of controls where your eye moves, like left to right. So if you are looking at my face right now and then you switch to my journal and you really quickly look from my face to the journal, that is approximately 1/100th of a second that it takes for your eye to move in that direction. Now, by the time we're 80 years old, our hearts will have beat approximately 3 billion times. And scientists have estimated that our noses are capable of smelling 1 trillion different smells, which I can't wrap my head around either. And in your body, we are organisms that are made of organ systems, made of organs, made of tissue, made of cells, made of molecules, and made of atoms. Now, our cells, we have about 37.2 trillion cells in our body. 37.2 trillion. And I was thinking, okay, so if our cells are made of molecules and the molecules are made of atoms, how many atoms are in a human's body? This is where it gets absolutely insane. So in the average human body, we have 7 octillion atoms in our body. That is 7 with 27 zeros behind it. Now, you're probably wondering, Drew, why are you talking about this stuff? Why are we looking at all these numbers that we can't even comprehend? And the purpose of this is I want us to try and imagine how big our universe is and how complex our bodies are and how beautiful the whole picture is together. And we're asking ourselves, if the universe is so big, what is the point of it? Like, what am I doing with my 7 octillion atoms walking around on this planet, moving thousands of miles an hour through the universe? And there's all this like dark matter and visible matter and all this energy and light. And I want us to think about our bodies amidst this giant complex picture of the universe. And I want you to think about how you view yourself throughout the week. And for some of us, our image and our perception of ourselves is pretty negative. And we're constantly thinking, why can't I just look like this person? Why can't I perform this way? Why can't I have these things, and maybe I'll be happier? And we, in a way, we don't appreciate the beauty of who we are in all of our complexity and all of the majesty that God has created within us. And so that is why I wanted to share some of those huge numbers with you guys to kind of change the way that we view ourselves. And now I want you to think about this verse in a new way. When Paul was writing to the church in Romans, in the 12th chapter, he starts off by saying this: I appeal to you, therefore, brothers and sisters, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. Throughout the rest of this week and throughout quarantine and the rest of our lives, whenever we have negative thoughts about ourselves, where we're stuck in perhaps our negativity, our self-doubt, our low view of ourselves, I want you to think about how complex and beautiful you are and how God has created you with such brilliancy. And what are you going to do with your 7 octillion atoms in your body? Are we going to just try and build a life that is just for us? Are we going to use this as an opportunity to be a living sacrifice for God, to love Him with all that we are, and to follow Jesus as faithful disciples? And are we going to love our neighbors as ourselves? That's our opportunity. This is our chance. Let's do it together. Grace and peace.